Good morning, Aniseh.
Good morning.
Welcome. I'm so looking forward to this conversation with you this morning and just really excited to meet you and learn a
Thanks,
little bit
Jen.
more about your story. We are thrilled to have you join us in Santa Fe for the Wisdom for Better Tourism Retreat.
So
And to
excited.
start out our chat, we would just like you to take a couple minutes and just introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about your story.
Hmm. Okay, a couple minutes. So, born in Iran, 40 some years ago, in the middle of, after the revolution and in the middle of the Iran-Iraq war. So I am a child of war. We migrated as asylum seekers to Austria when I was very young. So that's where I got my education before moving to the United States to go to university. So by the time I was 17 and enrolled in university, I had lived in 3 continents and moved
Wow.
22 times and had learned how to live out of a suitcase. So you could argue that travel and tourism was in the blood at that point, whether I meant it or not. But the way I got my start is actually taking a job with Lufthansa Airlines, who at that time paid extra hourly for every language you spoke. And I was very fortunate to speak a few.
Wow.
And so I took the job while I was in university for psychology, actually. But I got the travel bug in a big way. And I really began to love seeing what travel can do for people, how it can really expand the mind and it can educate in ways that that nothing else can. No education in a classroom can. And so
Mm.
from there, yeah, my passion sort of ignited into a career, and here I am 20 some years later in this industry, having worked on the
Wow.
nonprofit, for-profit, international, inbound, outbound, all of it. And I launched Onward just about 9 years ago, and the idea was to be able to continue to see travel uh, be a meaningful part of people's lives. And so, I'm very fortunate to get to do what I absolutely love and have built a career on it.
Yeah, what an amazing path and journey, and to be able to bring that own personal element to all of the people that you're interacting with as well. That's fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you.
We were wondering what called you to join the Wisdom Retreat for Better Tourism? Why did this pull at you?
Hmm. Well, I'm a very busy person, sometimes busier than I'd like, and I think for me it was important to set time, real intentional time, to be with like-minded people, to be able to discuss really important topics in a meaningful way, and hopefully meaningful way to the world.
Yeah, I think that you are definitely in for a treat. I visited the MEA campus in Santa Fe recently, and I'm an MEA alumni myself. So being able to
Really?
be there it's exactly as you just described. It really is a special collection of people with a lot of intention and heart. So I think you'll really appreciate
Really
that
looking
part of
forward
it.
to it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So what are some of your aspirations or your hopes in terms of the future for travel?
Ooh, that's a big question that could have a very intense response. But I would say, in a nutshell, we humans need to have more conscientiousness, consciousness, and just
Mm.
mindfulness in our own community and neighborhoods, but also very far away places. And to me, tourism has the potential to do just that.
Yeah, absolutely. I really believe in the importance of mindfulness in everyone's lives, but especially if you decide to go visit a new place or a new culture, that's such a key element. I couldn't agree more. I want to switch gears and talk a little bit about wisdom. So, what role do you feel that wisdom plays in tourism, not just today, but kind of in the future moving forward?
Hmm. Well, all humans have wisdom, right? We all need to utilize and expand that wisdom to support and contribute, again, in a meaningful way to the destinations rather than deplete from them. And I think travel can really help bring our wisdom, our ancestral wisdom, maybe to the forefront and educate in a deeper way.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. So you have had a lifetime of traveling and over 20 years of experience in the industry itself. But for you personally, why is transformational travel important? Why is that component of travel really calling to you?
Can I get a soapbox? Allow me to get my soapbox now.
The floor is yours.
Well, like I said earlier, and about my upbringing in this industry, travel to me is more than just the places to check off a list. To me, it's the best form of education, genuinely. And education, in my opinion, is the best catalyst or tool toward peace. I know it sounds corny to say
No,
toward
not
world
at
peace, but I
all.
genuinely think a lot of war stems from a lack of understanding or maybe a misunderstanding. And I've always thought that, one experience at a time, we humans can learn about other cultures and other places, and as a result, become more understanding and tolerant of other ways of doing things, so that it's not always our way that's the right way, but maybe we learn. And so travel to me just does exactly that outside of the classroom. It's to me the best form of education, and therefore, in a roundabout way, the best form, the best way to achieve world peace.
Wow. It's such a beautiful perspective, and I really feel that. I feel that like in my core, because you're right, that shared humanness doesn't matter which country you go to, and you actually drop in and you open to that connection piece. You realize we're all humans. We all want love, and we want
All on
peace,
the same
and
journey. Yeah.
exactly. I really love that answer. Um, so this next one's kind of fun. If you could wave a magic wand and change just one aspect of tourism or travel, what would it be?
I'm going to be very pragmatic because I just spent some time underwater yesterday, and this was so staring me in the eyes. I would wave a magic wand and remove all plastics from any tourism outlet or destination,
Hmm.
and replace it with any other material, and then teach about why plastics are probably the best creation, but also the worst in
Right.
our, since in the last 100 years. So that's what I would do. I would get rid of all plastics from any destination that is promoting themselves as a place for the future, for people to be able to visit and to go back to in the future, should want to not
Yes.
use plastics, single-use plastics.
Absolutely. At MEA, we have this symbol. I have had to resist doing this, where they say polishing pearls of wisdom. I was like, yes, couldn't agree
Very much
more.
so.
I've been an advocate for plastic pollution removal and addressing that issue all over the world for decades. So thank you for bringing that up and shining a light on it. And it's an empowering thing to share, because it's something that we all can be part of no matter where we live. And certainly as an industry, we all can do a lot more together. So I love that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So
Thanks.
any parting words of wisdom that you would like to share with our community before we wrap up our time together?
Parting words of wisdom. I think just really owning our privilege, which is also our responsibility, to continue to share our passion that we're so fortunate to have in this community, to continue to share that with others and to talk about why it's so important to leave places better than you found them, to genuinely
Yeah.
try to give back to the communities you visit, to try to, um, you know, be immersed in a destination beyond just the consumerism of it. And,
Right.
you know, I really think that we have a responsibility to continue to talk about it, because that's how change comes to be, maybe slower than we'd like, but again, back to the education piece, you know,
Right.
we're very fortunate to be very well traveled, most of us, to have had the opportunity to take time out, like what we're about to do in
Right.
New Mexico. And so, yeah, I would say that my parting words of wisdom are to share our words of wisdom with our community.
Oh, yeah. And I've always loved the concept of not just wisdom keepers, but wisdom sharers. And I
Oh,
think
I love that.
those that do get to go from one culture to another, you know, they do bring this gift with them, maybe without even realizing it, that, you know, being able to
Hmm.
cross the globe and be able to share stories and I just love that. I love the concept, and especially tying back to what you were saying about sort of that what unites us in that message of peace. And I think that travelers really do have the ability to be that.
I love that. A
So
wisdom share. That's great. Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. Well, I feel like I could be on this call all day with you, but I am really
Thanks, Jen.
excited
Fun.
that you get a chance to join these incredible people that I've been able to interact with online. I think that the
Okay.
location is so magical and the people are magical, and I'm excited for you, and we're just really happy to have you as part of our community. Thank you for taking time today.
Thank you, Jen. Awesome to meet you. I'll talk with you soon, and I get to see you in person soon.
Thank you.